Hey everybody, I'm Joey and I'm hoping I'm live both on YouTube and Facebook. Right now I'm not sure that is what's happening. Let me know, say hi, let me know if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. I can see several are watching, so a couple people have found me. There's a couple thumbs up. Um, but there's usually a little marker at the top that says live, and I'm not seeing that. So okay, Jamie. Hi, Jamie. Okay, so I am live at least in one place. Looks like Jamie's on YouTube. It's kind of weird that this little bar isn't showing me where I'm. Sorry for that. Oh, there I go. Okay, so it came up. Okay, let's try that again. I'm happy you're here with me today. We're going to do some fun paper crafting. We're going to make a double gift card holder, and it's just the perfect time for doing any kind of gift card holder because there's graduations coming up, weddings, always good for birthdays, etc. So I'm going to show you a fun and easy way. It's a wow, but it's easy. So, okay, good. And Julie's here. Excellent. Watching on YouTube. Hi, Cynthia. I'm so happy you're here as well. Georgia, welcome. Oh, awesome. So it looks like YouTube mostly right now. Oh, and there's Jackie's on Facebook. So awesome. I'm so happy you're here. Okay, my friends, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to click you down to my desktop, and always I have to kind of look around for what's where on the screen. So here we go. I'm going to put you down on my desktop, and there we go. And before we make our card today, I do want to just remind you that the PDF tutorial for what we're making today is going to be sent to my newsletter subscribers on Sunday. So if you're interested in that, make sure you sign up. There's a link in the video description right now on YouTube. I don't know that it shows up on Facebook. It should, but if it doesn't, I will put a link in my Facebook page. So if you don't follow me at Create with Joey on Facebook, find me there so you don't miss anything. Okay, so this is going out this week. Now let me talk to you about one more thing. This is this is a card I made last week. Right now I'm clicking on the volume. Can you guys hear me? I'm turning up the volume on my computer. I had one comment a couple weeks ago, not last week, but that they couldn't hear me. Or the sound was funny. Is the sound okay? No echoes, I'm hoping. I turned off every other thing I have. My phone volume, my iPad volume, it's all off, so it shouldn't be a problem. Anyway, back to this card. So this card, I did I'm on Instagram as well, and I did a video last week on how to make this card, and then I made a reel, and this went crazy, you guys, crazy. Over 27,000 views, which is the most I've gotten on anything ever. Anyway, so people wanted the directions, and I did send the directions for this to my email, my newsletter list last week. I'm going to put it in this week as well. So if you sign up by Sunday, if you're not, it'll be, I always put the last week's project and then the current week's project. So both of these projects, the one we're going to make today and the one I made last week, are going to be going out to my newsletter subscribers on Sunday. So make sure you sign up by then. Okay, a couple of other things. I have been offering a free bundle with every purchase that is $50 or more. These are retired bundles from my stash. So there's quite a few because I haven't had a buy one, get one free sale for actually a couple years. But I'm going to extend it through the 30, or no, it is extended. I changed it on my email flyer. I didn't change it here to May 3rd. And why? Because Stampin' Up! Came out with a special, and I did print it and didn't grab it before I came downstairs. So let's talk about the free special. The free special, well, let's write it right here. So on Tuesday? No, today's Wednesday. Sorry. I got confused because I thought I had my flyer here. I'm looking for a pen so I can write it in big script. And of course, I can't find it, so we'll just grab red, which is going to look terrible with my poster here. So, May 2nd and 3rd, you get double rewards. So, with every $20 purchase, you normally would get a 10% award, which, you know, is $2 on that amount. And then they're all going to double on May 2nd and 3rd. So I would suggest, if you're a person that does a lot of paper crafting right now, that you stock up on colored cardstock, because in the new catalog, let me just talk to you face to face. Let me bring my face up. In the new catalog, the cardstock price for colored cardstock packs is going from $11.50 to $14. So that's what I've been doing. I'll probably do more of that tomorrow and the next day, the 2nd and 3rd. Tomorrow's the 1st, so wrong. So, right, today's the 30th, tomorrow's the 1st, that's Thursday. So, Friday and Saturday. Hope I didn't lead you wrong on that. So, and then my Bundle Bonanza giveaway is also going to go through Stampin' Up's double rewards. So, just getting you caught up with that. Let's go back to my desktop. And just, you can take a screenshot, but May 2nd and 3rd, double rewards on every purchase. So, it's an excellent time to stock up on things, even like adhesive and envelopes, things like that. So, okay. Let's get started stamping. We're going to do some of this from scratch today. Let me show you this first, and I'll show you how we're going to make it. So this is our beautiful gift card holder. Now you can make this easier or more difficult, and this is the inside. Now there's a little bit of a story. This inside is different. So here's where you put your gift cards here. So let me show you how to make this. It's going to be a good one. I'm excited to share this with you today. I've been thinking a lot about gift card holders actually this week, and I saw my friend Rose Coleman made this. I don't know if it's her original design, but I saw her do it on her Facebook Live, and she didn't do the stamp set I'm using today or anything, but she did use the Pocket Thoughts dies, which we are going to use today. So we're going to take a piece of Petunia Pop, and we're going to cut this on the 8.5 side. We're going to cut up 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that, and then we're going to do some scoring. So this is important, which is why I'm showing it. Hopefully I'm in the camera. So we're going to score this at 5. And then 5 1/2. Very easy scoring. I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but so here's 5. You can see the numbers on my paper trimmer. Oh, maybe not. It's kind of glary. And then 5 1/2. But I'll just tell you, and then you'll know. And then we're going to move this over to 6. Now, I don't know if you've ever noticed this on the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer, or if you don't have one, you wouldn't know this, but this bar that comes out like this that makes the ruler longer. It has a little ledge right at 6, so sometimes that's good to know where your 6-inch mark is. Okay, and then we're going to score again. So we scored at 5, 5 1/2, and 6, and I know you can't see it, but so you have to be listening. Now on Instagram, I usually go ahead and put the measurements right on the screen, because when you make a reel, then you can do that. So let's go ahead, and this is going to fold a little bit like a book fold. So we're going to start, I think that's right. I did have to kind of work through this fold a little bit. Is that how I did? Okay, don't watch me for a minute while I figure this out. Yes, I'm right. We do this as a kind of like a book fold. So I'm going to score there. Not score, burnish. And score there. Is that right? As I said, don't watch for a minute until I get this figured out. Do we have that? Nope, wrong. Okay, so, well, we'll just use this, but it goes like this. So it is like a book fold, like I said originally. And then that's how we're going to do it. Okay, so now you can watch. If you quit watching, you can watch now. Okay, so we have the basic news is that we have our valley on the inside. So here's our valley. Here's our two mountains. You know how we do mountain folds and valleys. So there we go. Got that. Now, let's go ahead and let's put some Designer Series paper on this and get that part done at least. I'm not going to do anything here yet until we get this paper on. So you might not be recognizing this paper because this is in the new catalog. It's called Floral Blooms, and it's also what we're using for our catalog kickoff event, which I'll tell you more about that. Stay tuned and stick with me to the end, and I'll show you all the cards we're going to make at our catalog kickoff in case you're interested in that. Okay, so now for the front of this, I'm using a little bit different paper than I used on this one. As demonstrators, we can pre-order, but we're limited to how much we can pre-order, and I use this for my swap cards with other demonstrators. And so I use quite a bit of it, so I'm trying to reserve my paper just a little bit. Now, I'm also looking through all my bits here to make sure I cut. Hang on. Maybe we're going to have to cut some paper here. Oh, no, I did cut it. So there's a little tiny strip that goes on where this fold is right here. There's this little tiny strip right there. And this one is cut at 3/8 of an inch. It's very tiny. So 3/8 of an inch. And I'm actually going to use my glue for this because it's so small. 3/8 of an inch by 4 by 4. Now my original card, I cut it at 4 1/8. We're going to see if we like this or we like it cut at 4 1/8 better. You know, 8s are kind of a pain. Just saying. We're going to see once we get this all together if we like this cut at 4 or 4 1/8 looks better. So we want to make sure that's on the other side of that fold line. Glue gives you that little bit of extra time. And then let's go ahead and for this I'm going to use my tape runner just so it's not quite as messy, and you don't need very much. So I'm kind of watching where that fold line is too. Now this one I cut at 3 3/4 by 4. So I'm going to line this up around the edges, 3 3/4 by 4. I can see already, I think I would have liked it better cut at 5 1/8. And actually that's what the instructions say, and because I'll show you here. So I just thought this was so skinny, but now that I'm looking at it, I think it's better. Anyway, this will be, the instructions will be like this one. So in the PDF. So just cut it. If you're watching and you don't have the PDF yet, just cut this 1/8 of an inch longer. So this will be 4 1/8 inch, and this will be 4 7/8. I shouldn't even be trying to give you measurements because if they're wrong, I'll feel really bad. So let me check this just so I'm sure. 4 and, that's right, 4 7/8. Yep, okay. So this way will be 4 1/8, and this way will be 4 7/8. Okay, makes sense? All right, so should have cut it that way, but I'm not going to waste the paper because it's too pretty. So we're going to go ahead and hang with it. Now on the inside, let's see, we've got some stamping to do. So actually, let's take a little pause there and let's do some stamping. Okay, so now this is on the inside. Let me get all my bits out here. We're going to do a little die cutting. No, I did the die cutting. I was trying to see in my stack. I've got a stack of a lot of things here. Oh gosh, my computer's bringing up stupid Ugh, I had notifications turned off, but apparently not. I thought I did. Let's go ahead and stamp the front of this. Now, this is one of the things I wanted to show you today. This set of dies, the Countryside Corners dies, I've been showing it quite a bit lately because it's retiring. So if you're interested in that, oh gosh, and where did I put I didn't put the price on it. Wait a minute, yes I did. I think this is for the dies and not the stamp set. Okay, let's just check. I don't want to give you the wrong thing. Yeah, so this the stamp set, the number is 161468, but the dies, let's just take that off right now so no one gets confused. The dies are 161471. They were 28 and now they're 1960. I have used these a lot in my paper crafting. I'm sad to see them go, but just so you don't miss them, I wanted to show them again today. Okay, now for the new things. So here's a sneak peek of a couple new things coming. Both of these stamp set are in the new floral blooms. Floral. Okay, hang on. Oh my gosh, what is going on? I can't think of anything today for what these are. This is called, I've got to get out my catalog. I thought I had it. And I can't show it to you, but I just need to make sure I give you the right thing. So the suite collection is called the Florals in Bloom. So it's not either one of these stamp sets because the whole suite is incorporated the Florals in Bloom. I'm going to keep that open so I don't get it wrong. Both of these are incorporated in that. So this one has all the dies for these big images. So you've got, this is going to be hard to see on the screen, but you've got all these big blooms. So this is a skinny one and it can be mounted on a fatter one, and vice versa, same with this one. So there's two that say bloom and two that say, well, these two say bloom and these two say lovely. We're going to use, are we using one of these today? No, we're using some other dies today. But there's also dies in that cut out these flowers. There's a little, I call these splatter stamps or background stamps, a little leaf, and then all of these choices. And then the flowers are all double stamped images. And again, I'll show you my projects, mine and Allie's. I teamed up with one of my fellow demonstrators for creating these cards, and she makes such beautiful cards. I'm so happy I got to team up with her for this event that's coming. But let's go ahead and do some stamping. So I'm pulling out my Petunia ink pad, and on the front of this we're going to stamp have a lovely day. So I'm looking for those stamps. I have them out here. Okay, let's find them. Have a lovely day. For these large stamps, I turn them upside down because they're easier to ink, and you don't get ink quite all over everything like you can when you're using when you're trying to do it the opposite way. When you're trying to do it like this, it's much easier to get ink all over your glass block, which no one wants that. No one needs that. We're going to do the biggest word first because then we can tell where to fit everything else. So let's go ahead and do lovely. It just barely fits. So I'm looking at the top of my B's, my L and my B, and the bottom of my Y, and I'm trying to make sure I get that all on the card, or this little piece. I did try it on the the next largest die in the Countryside Corners dies, but then it covered up all the Designer Series paper, so I decided against that. Let's do have a, and then this is we call it a piercing mat, but it's really good for stamping your photopolymer stamps. I'm going to kind of straighten this out on here. I have a puppy dog trying to crawl up on my lap currently. So I'm a little distracted trying to get this straight. He likes to be under my desk when I'm working. or stamping. Stamping is not always feeling like working. In fact, it never feels like working. But when I'm working on a class and designing a class, it's more work-oriented because obviously I'm getting ready to offer something. But even at in my bathroom under my vanity, he likes to come and just hang out under where I am. So that's what's happening right at the current moment. Okay, let's go ahead and put this on, and then we'll fit in the rest of our flowers. I'm going to go ahead and use Stampin' Dimensionals to give this a little bit of height. And your comments always disappear after a few seconds, so I will check those in a moment, because I think I asked you if you could hear me. So if you can't hear me, we've gone a long time without you being able to hear me. So I'm taking my take your pick tool and pulling off all of the backings. And let's go ahead and turn this over, and let's center this on this part of my card. So I'm going to get that squared up here, and then let's go ahead and let's do more stamping on the inside and do this part so that that's all done, and then we'll finish the front of the card or the gift card holder. All right, so now I'm taking a piece of white. This is again 3 3/4 by 5. We're going to stamp on this as well. So we're going on this inside, we're going to use a new ink color coming. And in this paper, set of papers, they use most, if not all, of the new ink colors, the Florals in Bloom. Okay, let's set that aside. Let's get this out, and we're going to stamp. Sorry for being right in front of you the whole time. We're going to stamp Bloom. This is called Secret C. I started to say this is a new ink color, and then I didn't finish it. So we're going to stamp Bloom and Secret C. When I first saw this at Onstage, which is a Stampin' Up! Event for demonstrators, I thought it was a deep, deep green. And it's more of a deep, deep navy, a really dark navy. It's just so pretty. Oh, and you know what? We're not going to stamp that first, because then we can't tell if we've got enough room for our flowers. So we're going to switch gears. We are going to go to, today I'm going to use Shaded Spruce. I think, hang on, let me see what I did here for my leaves. No, I used Shy Shamrock, so we'll stick with that. On one of the cards that Allie and Alejandra Gomez is my friend that teamed up with me. I don't even know if I said her name, to do design our new catalog kickoff. And she used Shaded Spruce stamped off once for one of her cards, and I thought it did look really pretty with this paper. Okay, so we're not going to stamp off on this though. So I'm taking Shy Shamrock is an ink color that was new in our last catalog, so it gets to stick around a while. Hang on, I'm just kind of getting things arranged here, sorry. All right, it's sticking around through a whole nother year, and it's one of my favorite colors. I've just been using it so much this spring. I think maybe just the green, you know, the fresh green color is just really pretty this time of year. And then let's go back to our Petunia Pop for our flowers. Again, as I said, this whole set is two-step stamping. So I'm going to line up, try and not get my head in the picture here, but I might. Going to have to stand up so I can see a little bit better. I'm getting really close to the phone now, so I might have gotten really loud right at that moment. There we go. Petunia Pop. For our flower, now we can go back to our greeting, inside greeting, and stamp this beautiful script. So let's go ahead and just make sure this ink is not dried at all. And so I'm very lightly tapping. With our foam ink pad, you want to just make sure you're tapping really lightly. And if you're not getting a good a good image, let me grab my mat here. If it's kind of splotchy, just take a pencil eraser, like just a regular pencil eraser. I'm not going to do it because my stamp obviously has ink on it. And just rub it all over your stamp. Wipe it off. And then I promise you, you will get a better image. And that's because there's just a little bit of coating on the stamps as they come out of the molds. And when you use a pencil eraser on the back of your stamp, that works for rubber stamps too, the red rubber ones. It takes off that little bit of a coating. And then your ink can get to your stamp without anything in between, so you get a good image. See how clean and clear that is? There's no splotchiness on it. Okay, so now let's do, oops, we need that ink pad back. We're going to do Let Joy Bloom. To be honest, I don't know whether this, I think this is going to be for my mother-in-law for Mother's Day. I have several occasions I could use it for coming up. So hopefully you'll get an idea too to use with your stamps that you already have, or you can put this on your wish list for getting it in when the new catalog starts on May 6th. Let Joy Bloom. Okay, so that's all we need for that. Let's close this up. Okay, now let's go ahead and put that on the inside here. Let me grab my card base. And we'll put that over here on this side. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to use tape runner for this. It is blooming in our neighborhood. I live in Lincoln, Nebraska. I don't know if I shared that, but the trees are almost leafed out. The perennials are starting to bloom. Our crab tree actually is in full bloom in the front. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Now we're going to take a break from stamping for a moment, and we're going to do some die cutting. So I guess I did most of it already. I'll show with you. This is another print, and what I use for this, oh, for Pete's sake, I hid it so well. I had it organized so well I couldn't find it. So I used the Pocket Thoughts dies. These are on sale too. This, I'm pretty sure, goes on this. Let's see, 163552. Yes. So the Pocket Thoughts dies, that's the right number for them. Trying to get that up to the camera so you can see it. They were 31. They're now 21.70. They are on the last chance list. Now, I used this a couple weeks ago and showed how cute this stamp set is with it. And this was available when I made my project, and it is sold out. So this is no more. I'm sorry. I hope you bought it when I recommended it a couple weeks ago. But I used this middle die. There are 3 dies in this. So I used this middle one. There's also a big one. This actually fits on the front of a card, in case you were wondering. It does fit. We're not doing that today, but we are using these. So I already die cut these from the same paper. Let's go ahead and I'll show you what we're going to do with these. Now, we're going to fold these. Isn't it sad I had to cover up this print? It's one of my favorites in the whole set of papers, but I used it on some of the cards that I'm going to show you at the end. So now the dies cut and score. So you've got these score lines along here. These are really just edges for taping and adhering your project. And then always, especially when folding 3D products, make sure you use your bone folder. Mine is well used. You can see I have several of these, but they never really wear out. They just get looking junky looking. And then we're going to take 2 pieces of Petunia Pop And these are, let's see, what did I cut these at? 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we're going to go ahead and seal up the back of our gift card holders. Let's go ahead and actually, though, let's score this one. I mean, not score it, but burnish it up. That's the little flap at the very bottom that if you were going to put this in a card, you would fold all those back and glue it down like this. But we're not going to do that exact thing today. So I want that free, but I also want it to have been scored. So I'm going to go ahead and score this. I mean burnish it. Okay, and then we're just going to put these little guys on the back here. And I'm going to use Tombow liquid glue for this to keep this together. This is very easy. Now, if you're a beginning stamper, I know you're seeing me do a lot of steps. So stamping is not hard ever. It just depends on how many steps you want to do. And I won't lie, this one has some steps to it. I'm going to go ahead and get that on the back. Whoops, I did not get that straight. I'm trying to line it up with the top, though. I want it for sure to be lined up with the top. And then just a tiny bit of the edge shows. And I've got it lined up like that. So that keeps our gift card in the gift card holder. We'll do the same on this one. I'm going to go ahead and glue this. And same thing, just making sure I'm right at the top of this guy, my die cut paper, that our actual gift card holder. And I have somehow gotten glue all over my fingers. I'm usually pretty good with Tombow. I don't get it everywhere, but I certainly have it everywhere right now. And when it sticks to your fingers, then it sticks to everything, of course, because it's sticky like that, which is why we love it for paper crafting and sometimes don't love it when we get it all over everything. Okay, so now you can see that these edges are still free. So what we're going to do, now it's here where our scoring comes in on our cards. So I know you can't see this, but this score line, I'm going to line up this score line with this one. So I'm going to use glue again, just because this is the movable part of your gift card, double gift card holder, right? So you don't want this to come free. You want this to be solid. So here's that line I was saying, and I'm lining it up with that one. I'm just gonna, and I'm putting it right to the top of my card, because we've got two we need to fit in here. So this is going to be right on that score line. See? Okay, so now let's do this one. But I started to say, anyone can make this. It has more steps than a super fast, simple project, but it isn't difficult. Okay, so now we've got this guy here. Same thing. See how we do that? Okay, so now those are both in that fold, and then here's how this is going to work, but let's secure this together here. So now I'm going to put my adhesive on that score line. See how that's where the glue is. It's just important that you get the glue where it really needs to be, so that this folds up like that. And what we're going to do is put just a little bit more glue here. I've only made this one other time, so I'm hoping, you know, sometimes I make something days before I'm going to actually show it, and then I'm like, how did I do that? How did I do that? Okay, now, if you have these little clips at home, you know, for obviously just like paper, holding paper together, these are great for like holding your card together when you really want it to stay put and really have a good seal. So I'm going to just leave those there for a moment, and then let's put together some flowers. Probably should have done that earlier, but oh well. Let's make some flowers for the front. So let's grab our petal Petal Park Builder Punch. This is also retiring. So if you're interested in this, this is the perfect flower punch because it has 3 sizes plus a leaf. I'm just really bummed that we're going to lose this, but I'm not letting it leave my collection. I am keeping it. So you won't see this on a retiring list of mine very soon. I mean on a buy one get one free sale. Now I'm gonna just go ahead and punch. I don't give myself very much room on this. I might need a bigger, need a bigger piece. I thought that was big enough. I have another scrap here, so I've been using this punch quite a bit. Let's go ahead and punch all 3 of our flowers, and then we'll need a little bit of green for our leaves. So let me grab, did I punch the leaves? Nope. Okay, I gotta get in my drawer for a second, but it's right here. Don't go away. Shy Shamrock, Shy Shamrock, Shy Shamrock. All right, here we go. Now, I'm just gonna stick this in here, and I'm gonna do 3 leaves. Oh, I see that I did actually already punch the leaves, so never mind, I have them already done. Well, I didn't do them in Shy Shamrock, and then I think I switched away from Shaded Spruce. I got out Shaded Spruce. We were talking about Shaded Spruce in the beginning, and then I went back to Shy Shamrock, so we're going to go with this. As I said, the designer paper I'm using is not the exact, it's all the same exact paper pack, it's just not the same print that I was using. So there we've got our leaves. Let me show you how to make these pretty flowers even prettier. So we're going to pull all of these, let's put these bits aside, and then let's go ahead and get out our piercing mat. These are so handy. If you don't have a piercing mat, they're not very expensive. Put it on your wish list, and along with whatever else you want to get on the double rewards days. Remember, May 2nd and 3rd. So tomorrow's the 1st. Tomorrow is Thursday, so Friday and Saturday for double rewards. So if you just poke down, take your pick tool with this cap on it, the putty end cap, and just press down into your, you could even do it in your hand. You could press down in your hand, it would do the same thing. So that would work if you don't have a piercing mat. Then what I do is I just take my mini glue dots and I put them right on the mini glue dot like this. There's the little one, there's the next one, and then let's go ahead and I just kind of, can you even see this? I'm trying to show you what I'm doing. I just kind of alternate the leaves. I'm trying to get up closer to the camera. Like so. Just the petals, not the leaves. Leaves are green, petals are pink, usually. And same with this one. I know that's really hard for you to see, but there you can kind of see it better, like so. So just trying to alternate those petals a little bit. Now that one's done and ready to go on our card. So let's go ahead and put these on our card. I did already punch some flowers, I thought. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, yes, I did. Okay, so I've already punched Secret Sea and Petunia Pop, and then I also used some Petunia Pop glimmer paper. Now, I'll explain to you why this is the way it is in a minute. Let me go ahead and get started with this. So the Secret Sea one is the one that we're going to put first down here. So let's go ahead and get these leaves ready. So I'm going to just curl these gently with my finger, like so. It makes it curved a little bit, and then this one as well. And we'll use all 3 of these. It just gives a little bit more dimension when you kind of use your cardstock. You know, bend the fibers in your cardstock. It gives a little bit more dimension. Now let's go ahead and I'm going to put my mini glue dots right on my leaves. And since this is going to be in the bottom corner, I'm going to kind of stick this like that. And then this one, I'm going to stick like this. That's how it looks from the back, just sticking those on. And now I am going to take, I think, a couple of mini dimensionals. I grab those. Here's the mini ones. And I'm going to, let's see, where do I want this? We need room for the pink one right here, so I kind of have to gauge where I'm putting this one on where my pink one's going to go. So we need 3 flowers down here, and I think what I did, all right, we have to make a little change in the arrangement here. We need these 2 to go here, and then this one is going to go here, but the leaves need to be in farther so they don't stick into that fold. Does that make sense? So I'm sticking them in farther. And there we go. That'll work. So let's go. Sometimes you have to kind of rearrange as you go. Just be sure that you don't stick down your adhesives really hard. You can kind of just, place things where you want them. As long as you haven't stuck down your adhesive really hard. So I'm going to just pull off the backings. I'm sorry I haven't looked at my comments. Welcome if you came later. I'm so happy you're here. Like so. And then that one's going to kind of go there. And then this one is going to kind of go here. So this one I'm going to put on with mini glue dots. I'm kind of just feeling my way along here to make things fit. But if you don't have this flower punch, you guys, I really do use it a lot. I have used it a ton. And I'm just bummed we're not going to have it anymore, but I'm keeping mine, so I'm still going to have mine. Okay, so there we go with that guy. And now this one already had a mini glue dot on the bottom of it, so it's set. So I think we're good with our flowers. Let's get this leaf on. And we'll stick this guy kind of going in. I don't want to cover up our words. So there we go. That's pretty good. Then we'll just leave that for a moment and let's finish the inside of our card. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these off. This should be very well stuck by now. Open that pretty carefully. Now, we've got some decorating to do on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and put... Oh, there's a little... Remember when I got glue all over my fingers? Well, now it's on the back of my gift card holders, which we don't want it there. We want these to not stick anywhere. If you don't have one of these, this is just an adhesive eraser. I think I got mine on Amazon. No, I got mine at Dollar Tree. So if you have a Dollar Tree, that's pretty good. Okay, if you have a Dollar Tree, you might find it there, or you might look on Amazon. Okay, so now we've got same thing. We've got some Designer Series paper out of the Florals in Bloom. Let's go ahead and put this on. Now, I've been telling you about our catalog kickoff with Allie. Allie and I did it together. She designed 3 cards and I designed 3 cards. And we are going to do 3 days of Facebook Lives. I'll do 3 days. She'll do 3 days. She's going to show all 6 to her followers and customers, and I'm going to show all 6 to mine. So let's see. We've got another one of these. Here we go. So... if I'm the one you follow and like to stamp with, then You can just watch me. But we mainly team together to help each other just give our customers a little more variety than what they normally see from just me or just her. Let's go like this with these leaves. All right, so these leaves, my friends, are from these dies that go along with this stamp set. So this is one of the bundles in the Floral Blooms suite of products. These dies are absolutely gorgeous, and that's why I'll show you those at the end. I use those quite a bit on my cards. Allie used them a bit on hers too. Let's just put some dabs of glue on these and call that good. Let me grab this. And you can craft along with it. So you'll pre-order your kit. And then you can make your cards along with it. So I'm going to make 2 a day. I think Allie's going to do the same. I'm going to be at my normal time at 12:30. She will go wherever she can go. She has a full-time job other than stamping, so she won't be live at the same time I'm live, but you can watch my 3 lives. There'll be 3 days in a row, May 20, 21, and 22. And I'm so excited. I love my craft alongs. I didn't do one last month. There's just so many things going on, but this month, well, May, we're going to do a craft along. And craft along, the way I use it is just that you have your products and your supplies already cut. So I'll have all your card kits already cut. They'll be very well organized. They'll be each in their own separate clear envelope. Okay, so we're doing this in Shy Shamrock. And then these dies, again, are from the same set of dies. So this is these flowers, this die, and die cuts 3. And then this die is the one for these 3 little bottoms of the flowers. I don't know. I'm sure there's a horticultural name for them, but since I don't know it, we're just going to go with bottoms of the flowers. So I'm going to match these up. I've got mini glue dots on them. I'll match these up like so. On the bottom here. Now, I started to tell you my disaster, well, I wouldn't call it kind of a disaster, kind of a freak out with my cards. I used the, let's see, I want this one down here. It's a little bit bigger. I'm going to just stick it on a stem. I know this stem is probably not the same right one for these flowers, but we're going to go with it. I used on the inside for my original card, I used the stamps from the Pocket Thoughts and little circle punches, and it was like super easy and fast. And then they had the nerve to sell out, so I couldn't use them. So here's what I actually had. So this went here, and this one went here, like so, and it was perfect, and it was so cute. And then they were no more. So I decided, well, I'm showing the suite that we're going to use for our craft along, so I'm just going to go with that. Okay, we're almost done. We've got, isn't that cute? And it's so easy. You guys, you can make this. Anyone can make this, honestly. Okay, so now let's go ahead and decorate the front of our card. For this, I love these gems. These are one of my favorite. They're so sparkly. I promise I'm going to catch up on your comments. Since I don't like flash up, it's like I know I'm taking time away from my project to look at the comments, but I also want to see your comments. These are called two-tone sparkle gems. Yep, two-tone sparkle gems. And I don't know if you can see how beautiful and sparkly they are, but they're tones of like Pool Party and blue, maybe, to purples. So, like, I'm going to use big ones. Well, we'll put a couple of small ones on. So, Petunia Pop, Fresh Freesia, all the blues and purples. Yeah. Can we fit one in here? I think we can. These are one of my favorite gems. They're so sparkling, but you know, they only go with those colors, but I love these colors and I use them a lot. So there you go. There we have it. So here it is with the borders, 1/4 of an inch. And here it is with the borders, 1/8 of an inch. So there we go. What do you like better? Of course, the DSP is different, so it's kind of hard to say. They're not exactly alike. But do you like the wider border? Actually, when I look in the camera, I think maybe I do like the wider border. They're both good. I mean, they're both beautiful, and now I have 2 gift cards made. All right, let me tell you about my okay, tongue-tied for a moment, looking for something here. Here we go. So I want to give you a sneak peek of my cards for our craft-along. These are our cards. Now, what is it? It is, you get a pack of, you get all these, all these card supplies cut for you and scored for you in individual envelopes. You get half a pack of the Florals and Bloom paper, 1/4 of a pack of the Florals and Bloom paper, and 1/4 of a pack of the Celebratory Sips paper. They both coordinate so well, we wanted to use both of them for our craft along. So you'll get some of both of that. You'll get a pack of the In Color Gems. I don't even have a whole pack sitting here, and I've used a lot of mine, but it would be a whole pack of the In Color Gems and a whole bolt of this gorgeous gold striped ribbon. So you get all that in your kit, plus I'm going to send an In Color bookmark in my packs. You get that all for just $46 if you're in person or porch pickup. If you need it shipped, then $9 more for shipping. And if you just want the tutorial, we can send you the tutorial for just $25. You can also add on the stamp sets and the bundles if you want to. And I always add an adhesive group. You can pick if you want to, but let's look at these cards. So here's a little fun fold, double fun fold. And what we did with these cards this time is we decorated all of the insides. This is not one, this is one of my trial ones, but I love the way this turned out. I chose different colors in the end, so that is not one that's in the kit. See, this is the one I changed it to because I used the new summer strawberry slush. So that's one. Here is another one. This is what that Celebratory Sips paper combined with our the Florals and Bloom paper. Oh, I forgot to show you the insides of these. So the insides have a little piece of Designer Series paper or some stamping on the inside. So this is on the inside of this one. I stamped the flowers again. This is Timid Tiger with Secret Sea. They're just so pretty together. Here is more Timid Tiger and a new color called Cloud Cover, I think that's it. More Timid Tiger. This is one of Allie's. Both of the sets of DSP we used on this one. And then finally another fun fold. It opens like this with the flowers in the inside. So that's our card. I do have a link for that, a registration link right in the video description. Now I'm going to click on comments. Hi Sue, you like the wider border? Oh, thank you. Hi Jackie, you like the wider border. Well, you guys, I'm glad I changed it. I love your card and forgetting to comment. Thanks, Cynthia. Julie, this is a wow card. Thank you. And Sue, you're in the UK. Welcome, my friend. It's nice to see you. Let me bring up my face here while I'm looking at these comments so I can talk to you. Let me see what else we've got here. Donna, hi. From Canada. I know you often catch me. Hi, Carol. Jamie, you're getting a new puppy. You need to share that. You need to share your puppy pictures. I can't wait to see. Got some more. Got a little spam going on here. I'll get rid of those when I close the video. It looks like there aren't any further questions. But if you have questions, you can always message me. I'm always available, and I get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I invite you to do that if you enjoyed the video today. And all my links are in the video description, as well as the links to the products I used today. Thanks for being with me, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.